Hello, friends. Today I will speak for about 5 minutes about the catastrophic failure to contain the spread of coronavirus in India and its consequences that are of monumental scale. India squandered its early success in controlling COVID 19, and India's Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi government, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government could preside over a self inflicted national catastrophe. I am highly critical of the government's handling of the coronavirus pandemic. Now, the success of India overcoming the crisis will depend on PM Modi's administration first owning up to its mistake. PM Modi's action in attempting to stifle criticism and open discussion during the crisis is inexcusable. Surprisingly, what I saw is until April, the government's COVID 19 task force had not met in months. Now, the consequences of that procrastination are clear before us, and India must now restructure its response while the crisis rages. The success of the effort will depend on the government owning up to mistakes, providing a responsible leadership, and that has science at its heart. It was a mistake on part of the government for giving out the impression that India had beaten COVID 19 after several months of low case counts. Despite repeated warnings of the dangers coming from the second wave and the mutation and different strains by the expert panels and the emergence of new strains, all those warnings were ignored. Before the second wave of cases for COVID 19 began to mount in early March, Indian Minister of Health Dr. Harshvardhan declared that India was in the end game of the pandemic, and I noted it then. Despite warnings about the risk of super spreader events, the government allowed all kind of religious festivals to go on all over the country, and also drawing millions of people from around the country along with huge political rallies continuously for 1.5 months, conspicuous of their lack of COVID 19 mitigation measures. Now, India's vaccination policy is also botched and falling apart at the central level. The government is abruptly shifting course without discussion and changes in policy with states, and has managed to vaccinate less than 2% of the population till now, only less than 2%. At times, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government has seemed more intent on removing criticism from social sites than trying to control the pandemic itself. The Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation that I know is like, I'm following them right from the beginning. I repeat the name, Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation, because everything that they've said and predicted have actually come true in last 1 year. Estimates that India will see staggering 1 million deaths. The Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation suggests that India will see more than 1 million deaths from COVID 19 by August 2021. Now, if that outcome was to happen, Modi's government would be responsible for presiding over the self inflicted national catastrophe. India today, on this date, reported its highest ever single one day COVID 19 deaths as cases continue to rise and states impose stricter lockdown. India's health ministry reported 4,100 plus fatalities in last 24 hours, taking the total death count to something over 2.4 lakhs. Cases rose by more than 1 lakh today, increasing the total to around 2.5 crores plus. Hospitals across the country have been overwhelmed by the crisis, with patients and doctors left for begging on social sites, social media for oxygens and beds and other necessities on social sites. In such distressing times, we should certainly ask the government to walk the talk, provide treatment at all cost, you know, announce relief measures, and take care of their people. Thank you. Jai Hind.